Hello, everybody that joined. My name is Bram Binsky. I'm a health insurance agent for the better part of 2 decades. And thank you for joining us for this live webinar with Risk Strategies on understanding dental and vision insurance. There's only a few slides, so I don't know if it'll take up the full hour. So if you do have questions, just put them in the notes, and will be plenty of time at the end, I think, to go over it. So without further ado, we'll start with the first slide, pretty self-explanatory. Understanding dental and vision, and there's your toothbrush. Make sure to brush every day. Don't brush too hard, you'll hurt your gums. All right, housekeeping. If you have questions through the presentation, like I said, just type it in the box, and I'll answer the questions at the end of the presentation. If I don't know something, I will get back to you about it. That's me. It's not the best picture. We're going to live with it. I'm Bram. That's my email address. If you want to email me, or if you want to call me, you can. I'm passionate about taking the often complex world of insurance and simplifying it so you can easily understand it. And when I'm not doing this, I'm hanging out with friends or family, or I'm cooking something hopefully somewhat decent, and playing guitar, hopefully also somewhat decently, and just being outside as well. We're going to start with the dental insurance, and then we'll end with the vision insurance. Okay, so going on to slide 5 here, why go to the dentist? Well, if you go to the dentist, it helps with preventive care. Oftentimes, a dentist can tell just by your gums if you have high blood pressure or things like that. So it's important to have good periodontal health. Also to clean up any plaque, periodontal disease, check for cavities, check for cardiovascular disease, which can often be determined by looking at the gums, or any oral cancer. I go twice a year to the dentist. Usually for a cleaning and an inspection. I had a cavity a couple years ago, and it really bummed me out. So I talked to the dentist, and they wanted me to floss more, so now I'm a meticulous flosser. I buy the little floss hooks, and I use those, although the dentist says that the actual floss is better than the hooks, but something is better than nothing. So take care of your gums, take care of your flossing every day. There's a couple of different types of dental coverage. There's the employer portion, which many people have. Companies often get a lower group rates than individuals typically can, because there's more people, so there's more risk to spread around. Employee dental plans can be tailored to provide a fuller set of benefits. Here at the office, we had a dental insurance, employer-based dental insurance company a couple years ago that offered four visits a year, but we only had it for a little while. So maybe you're one of those lucky people out there that has an employer plan that offers that. You should look into it if you do. It's good to go to the dentist even more than twice a year if your insurance covers it. A good full coverage plan covers other types of procedures, including preventative. That's routine cleanings, fluoride treatments, x-rays. They do bite wing x-rays. Different dental offices, in my experience, do more x-rays than some. Some want you to do x-rays every time you go in. Some don't, so keep that in mind. They offer basic restorative care, fillings, extractions, non-routine x-rays, major restorative cares like bridges, crowns, dentures. These are words that come up a lot in insurance benefit pages, so it's good to know the terminology: major restorative, basic, preventative, and then orthodontia. Of course, we know what that is: braces or other types of aligners. Even if you go to an in-network dentist, the cost you pay for a given dental treatment can vary widely depending on the provider and the specific plans you choose. When you're choosing a dental plan, you want to look at a couple of different things. You want to see what the deductible is. Is it a $50 deductible? Is it a $100 deductible? And then what's the coinsurance after the deductible? Most of the time when you're talking about cleanings, which is considered preventative care, there's usually not subject to the deductible. You want to make sure that if it is, it's small deductible. Coinsurance usually doesn't apply to preventive care cleanings, so you don't have to worry about that. You only see coinsurance usually when you're talking about basic or major work, which would be like fillings or extractions or bridge work. Same thing with waiting periods. Some plans do have waiting periods, but usually preventative care, which is the cleanings, don't have a waiting period. Those waiting periods can range, so you want to be aware of that. Be discerning when you're looking at these benefit plans. You want to see what the waiting period is and whether it's for just major or major and minor. And then the last most important thing on this list is the annual maximum. That's the amount of dollar figure of how much the insurance plan will pay per year. So some plans offer $1,000 in benefit. Some plans can offer, I've seen some Medicare plans that offer $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Typically, for most people that are not on Medicare, you can get a individual plan that has a $2,000 benefit. Or you can choose something a step lower, or maybe even a step higher. So there are options out there. If you think that you're going to need a crown or some bridge work down the line, if it's not like emergency where you need it tomorrow, then you're okay. If you can wait the 3 to 12 month waiting period for the major, that's great. If you're looking for something that bridge work or major work of some sort right away, you want to find a plan that doesn't have the waiting period. And there are plans out there like that. So if you're interested in something that you need right away that's going to cover major, use that email address or that phone number and let me know so I can send out the proper plans for you. Everybody's situation is a little bit different. Most people are just buying it for what could happen, not what's already happening in their mouth. So something to consider. So that's annual maximum. That's waiting period. That's coinsurance. That's deductible. Here, what I've done is I've taken 2 real live plans that are available in my Central Ohio area and what the real prices are. I didn't put in the actual name of the plan, like what insurance company it is, Plan A or Plan B. If you want to email me or you want to leave a note at the end, I'll let you know actually what insurance plan these are. But for now, we're just going to call them generically Plan A and Plan B, and we're going to compare and contrast the 2 of them so we can make a good, well-informed decision by looking at the most important things. The premium is usually the first thing we look at. You can see the Plan A plan has a little more expensive premium, $14 and some change more. It has a $50 deductible, just like Plan B does. So that's the same. So right now, Plan B kind of looks better if we just look at those 2 items. As we expand the options here, we look at preventative. They both have preventative. They both offer 2 cleanings a year, 2 exams, 2 bite wing x-rays. I know I didn't put in 2 exams there on the Plan B side, but that's pretty much exactly the same. Basic again is like fillings and extractions. Day 1, this Plan A pays 65% on that. And on Plan B, if you're under 19 years old, it covers it at 100% right away. After year 1, the plan pays 80%, Plan A for basics. And if you're over 19 years old, it pays 80% for basic after a 6-month waiting period. So if you're looking to get a filling or an extraction right away, you're probably better off with Plan A, because you're going to have to wait 6 months if you're older than 19 and you want to get that covered, because there's that waiting period that jumps out. If you don't have a bad tooth or a cavity that needs filled right away, Plan B might be a better option for you. Pay 14 change less a month, and you don't have to worry, and you can wait the 6 months before the basic is covered. And then you have major. For Plan A, major pays 20% coinsurance right away. That's root canals, oral surgery, dentures, bridges, and then after year one, it pays 50%. And then on the other side, Plan B, if you're under 19, it covers it right away, 100% covered too. So that's really a big deal. Definitely want to keep that in mind. Circling it so that we all see it, okay? If you got kids, this Plan B plan seems like it's better for kids than Plan A because it covers major right away, no waiting period. So if and there's and it's 100% covered. After year one, Plan A covers major at 50%, and if you're over 19, after year one, it covers at 30% coinsurance. So again, a little richer for Plan A on major after year one than Plan B. And then child orthodontia. Day one, Plan A pays 15% coinsurance. After year one, it pays 50% coinsurance up to $1,000 per child, which is not a lot of orthodontia, but it's a good start. So if your kid's getting braces or Invisalign, you have that option of after year one, it paying 50% coinsurance. However, on this Plan B plan, it covers 100% right away under 19 for orthodontia. So this plan is better for child orthodontia than this plan. And basically, all child coverage is much better under this Plan B than it is under Plan A. Again, just to make sure you know, the adult benefit is only $1,000 a year for adult orthodontia, and that's after year one, even though it doesn't say it right here. There's a waiting period. It might be 6 months, similar to what the 6-month waiting period is here. Yeah, so over 19 years old, yes, it's a 6-month waiting period for major and for child orthodontia. Okay, so that's a lot of good information. If I have kids, I'm more likely to pick Plan B. If I don't, if I'm just insuring adults and I need work right away on some things, I may choose Plan A. Many individual plans will allow you to have continuous coverage if you're moving from a dental plan from an employer to an individual plan, or even from an individual plan to an individual. When you do the application for one of these plans, there's a place on the application where it asks what your prior insurance is. You don't want to skip that. You want to put in the name of the insurance company that you previously had, and and usually it'll ask what the end date was. If it's within the last 63 days, then you have continuous coverage. In the case of the Plan A, what we saw before, if you have continuous coverage by moving from one dental plan to another without more than a 63-day gap, then you can get all of the day after year one benefits. So you don't have to wait for the 50% coinsurance for major if you have continuing coverage. That's why it's so important that when you're moving from one plan to another, that you make a note of it on the application, or that you ask your agent, does this plan have continuous coverage? Am I going to be able to, because you may have already paid your deductible for the dental plan. You don't want to pay that deductible again, or you don't want to step down in coinsurance if you've already been with continuous coverage through a prior insurance company. So that's continuous coverage, and it's very important to keep in mind when you're looking at individual or family dental and vision plans. When completing the application, make sure to put down your previous dental information like I said. Okay, so we're moving right along here. We're 15 minutes in and we're already on slide 11, so there's going to be lots of time in the end. If I'm going too quickly, put it in the notes, say Bram, slow down, and I will try to slow down as well. There's a lot of information here. If you want me to go back to a slide, maybe put that in the notes as well, and I will go back to a slide. Obviously, this slide is very important. We spent some time on it. If you want to take another quick look at it, here it is. Again, better for children, better for adults, Plan A, Plan B. If you can wait the 6-month waiting period and you don't have continuous coverage, better. If you don't have continuous coverage and you can't wait for basics or major coverage, you get that 20% right away, and you can see that they're giving you an extra benefit. They want you to stay around for a year and pay the premium, and in turn, they're going to give you better benefits. They're going to cover more after a year, which is really nice. They're rewarding you for your loyalty by staying with the plan for at least a year. Let's talk about some facts about that you may surprise you about the world of dental. Approximately 75% of Americans plan to visit the dentist in the coming year, and that 65% of adults age 18 and over had a dental visit within the past year. I know I fall into that category. A staggering 87% of people say that poor oral health negatively affects their lives, emphasizing the importance of regular dental care. Oral health awareness. Over 90% of Americans understand the importance of maintaining a healthy mouth by seeing a dentist regularly. And notably, 7 out of 10 Americans brush their teeth twice a day, but 23% admit to occasionally skipping brushing. I will plead no comment on that. But I am an everyday flosser, so keeping that. And speaking of flossing habits, 1/3 of Americans floss daily, 1/3 floss occasionally, and 1/3 never floss. 20% of people who floss only when they have food stuck in their teeth, and individuals from low-income groups are more likely to skip flossing. Floss is not expensive, folks. You can go out there and you get miles and miles of dental floss and throw it in your car. You can use it when you're in traffic, as long as you're watching the road. Make it a habit. It's gonna improve your gum health. It's gonna keep cavities away. It's very important, as so my dentist says. Halitosis worries approximately 30% of Americans worry about bad breath. Brush twice a day. Floss. Keep food inside of your teeth. It'll help with your bad breath. Oral health knowledge. Only 1 out of 2 people in the U.S. have a solid understanding of oral health. Since we're all gathered here today, we can be one of those 1 of 2 people that understand things a little better than the average person. So good on you for being here. You guys are now the half of the American public that are well informed. Facts, more facts to sink your teeth into. Older adults. Edentulous cases. 20% of older adults have lost all their teeth. Gum disease. 2/3 of older adults suffer from gum disease. Cavities in elders. A whopping 96% of adults over the age of 65 have cavities. Wow. That's quite a staggering figure, 96% of adults. So definitely take care of your teeth as you get older. It's going to pay off for you. What are some of the gender disparities when we talk about dental visits? 69% of males report a dental visit in the past year versus 63% of females. That's sort of surprising, because I would have thought intuitively that women go to the doctors or more medical help faster than men do, but I guess in this case, women don't like the dentist, so it's a little bit more for the men going than the women. Oral health issues. Men are more likely to develop gum disease. In contrast, women are a higher risk of dental caries versus men, so keep that in mind, but not a whole lot. Mostly this is good for the ladies and not so good for the guys. When we developing gum disease is higher rate for men. So guys, go out there and talk to your dentist about flossing and making sure that you're not brushing too hard. so that you don't have gum recession. One of the things my dentist told me, another thing that my dentist told me, was to brush up away from the gums. So if you brush up away from the gums and you brush lighter, you don't need to dig in there. Your gums are really sensitive, and so you want to make sure that you're brushing lightly and away from the gums. Dental hygiene habits. Women floss more often, are more embarrassed about tooth loss, more likely to receive professional dental care. Well, that's kind of weird because it says here that they have 63% less. So we have some conflicting reports here. I'm not sure which one's the correct one, but you know, something to think about. Men, women, doesn't matter. Go to the dentist. All right. More facts. Dental visits in Connecticut. The great state of Connecticut ranks as the healthiest state with over 76% of its residents reporting in past year dental visits, while Mississippi is at the bottom with only around 54% of people visiting the dentist in the past year, and ranks as the least healthy dental state. Dental coverage is highest in the New England area and lowest in the South and Eastern and South Central United States. Dental care costs. Roughly 30% of the people with dental coverage in Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma have not seen a dentist in the past year. In contrast, only 14% of people with dental coverage in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island have not had a past year dental visit. So most people in New England, they see the dentist. They must have beautiful teeth in New England. When I go to New York next time, I'll report back next year and let you know how the teeth look. Ideal oral health on a 10-point scale. Illinois scores the highest with 8.6. I don't know, maybe it's because of the cold in Chicago and everybody has to keep their mouth closed or something. I don't know. But apparently Illinois randomly scores the highest on the 10-point scale for oral health. So something, maybe it's the water in Illinois. I don't know. Alaska also scores the lowest at 7.2, just a shade below per the ADA standards. Okay. That was dental insurance. Let's go into vision insurance. It's a little less complicated, a little less expensive, and easier to understand. What is vision insurance? Pretty self-explanatory, but it helps with vision-related expenses, treatment and preventative care. Okay, so getting an eye exam, getting new frames and new lenses. Maybe you need special lenses with bifocals or trifocals. It's separate from health insurance usually, and most health insurance will cover you if you're in a doctor setting for your eyes, if you have some sort of major issue. But when it comes to getting lenses or new frames or getting just a eye exam, that's going to be covered outside of your medical insurance. Here again, I took two plans to compare. This year, when I updated the slide presentation, I can tell you that the premiums for vision have not gone up. So these are the same prices as they were last year. Plan A at $19.63. Plan B at $17.74. There's a $25 deductible is what that is right here on this Plan A. Or it's a $25 copay, pardon me. And that's for an eye exam every 6 months. Here on Plan B, less expensive, and still a $0 copay for eye exam every 12 months. And if you need dilation, it's a $15 copay. Here we see the deductible, $25 deductible for eyeglass lenses, and you get one every 2 years, up to $130 from frames, once every 2 years. Plan B is a $15 deductible for frames, or a $15 copay for the frames, and up to $130 frame, the same as the other one, but you get it once a year. So Plan A is more expensive, but you only get frames and lenses every 2 years. Plan B is less expensive, and it's a smaller copay, and you get frames and lenses every year. So Plan B looking pretty good. Bifocals, trifocals, and lenticulars covered in full. Uh, it's elective, medically necessary under Plan A. Then they'll cover it up to $130. Again, here, bifocals, trifocals, lenticulars covered with a $15 copay, so it's a little bit more than not covered. And there's no copay on Plan A, so kind of Plan A wins on the bifocal, trifocal, lenticular portion. And but in the grand scheme of things, I kind of feel like Plan B is better because even though you might have to pay $15 to get your bifocals, you can get them once a year, where you got to wait you got to wait 2 years to get them with Plan A. Okay, questions. Those are all 17 of the 18 slides. Is there another slide at the end there? That's a thank you slide. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the notes, and I'll answer them. I don't see any. Jess, do you see any questions?
I do not see any questions, but if there are any questions after the presentation, everyone will be receiving a recording of this webinar in your email inbox. So if you have any additional questions, you can reach out to Bram directly, or you can reply to that email once it comes in.
Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to sit through this webinar. We went through everything, and I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great day.